Welcome back to some more battles. We are in the Open Great League, and we have a team featuring the Guzzlord paired with the Shadow Drapion, and we have the last Pokemon as our Weezing. Looks like we are going to just jump in here, and we see the Grumpig with the no shields. We're going to have the Guzzlord able to take out the Grumpig, and that Dusknoir has almost no chance to take out our Guzzlord. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game. So the core is going to be the Guzzlord with the Weezing and the Drapion as our save swap. First, we got the Guzzlord versus the Jellicent here. Jellicent is going to tank this brutal swing. Let's see if they're running Ice Beam. Oh, they are indeed running the Ice Beam, and unfortunately for us, unable to farm down. So Ice Beam Jellicent dealing some good damage, but we decided to sack it and take the energy advantage on our Drapion, and it looks like that's a good decision because they have no Mud Slapper, and they have to use this Azu. We are going to shield here because we're going to be able to pressure a lot of shields or damage. We can only throw this Aqua Tail here. We are going to fire off another Aqua Tail. This is going to grab the shield, and they are going to be able to reach another Ice Beam. We're going to let this go so we can farm with our Weezing, and luckily it is going to be something we can deal with, hopefully. We have to make a big decision here. We have to decide if this is going to be a bait or not. We call the bait, and looks like that's going to be the winning play. We build up to 2 brutal swings, and that should be GG's. They shield here. We have an opportunity to farm down or throw the move. They decide to swap into their Azu, and we're going to fire off the move immediately. We don't want to take any more bubble damage, and then we have all that residual energy so that we can get to another brutal swing to take out their Trevenant. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game, basically just sacking the Guzzlord. Although the Guzzlord would have been decent against the Trevenant, the Jellicent and their Azu are pretty decent against our Guzzlord. Guzzlord versus Dusknoir here. We have the advantage. We are dealing a lot of fast move pressure. We force the switch out, and unfortunately for us, we don't have a clear answer to this Drapion. So looks like they're just gonna fire off a crunch. Looks like they have only resisted charge moves. We chip away, and then we're going to dip into our Weezing here. Now they're going to be spamming a ton of Aqua Tails. We're going to fire off this brutal swing before they can get to it. No shield, and they come back in with their Dusknoir. Dusknoir had a lot of energy. Somehow we survive that, and we get fainted right on the move. So a little bit unfortunate right there. We're going to go into the Drapion because we do have 2 shields to hide behind, forcing them to use some energy here. They swap out into Chesnaught. Chesnaught is going to be pretty decent against our Drapion. We did proc a debuff, which is going to help the cause, and that's going to be enough to get that last shield. We are just going to let this go. Ends up being the superpower, so they debuff themselves even further. We're going to easily shield here. They are double debuffed, and we should be able to get the no farm down, but unfortunately, they are going to be able to win the CAP. Another Shadow Punch does take out the low health Guzzlord, so well played by them, honestly. Drapion switching, pretty problematic, considering we don't have a clear answer, and our Guzzlord not running Dragon Claw. We got the Guzzlord versus the Gastro. This Gastro is going to do a lot of neutral damage. We fire off the brutal swing, takes a good chunk of health, still in the yellow, unfortunately. We do shield the correct Earth Power, and now we're going to see if we can farm down. This is going to be a Body Slam. We take the 1 shield, and we actually see the Dusknoir, so they swapping probably too late, and now we're going to be able to spam a ton of spam a bunch of Aqua Tails towards this Morpeko. Second, Aqua Tail gets them into the low yellow. They go for the CAP tie event, and down goes our Drapion, but at least the Morpeko is pretty low health. We're going to fire off the Brutal Swing. It does take it out, and now we just have to get to a move. This is going to get the last shield or the KO. Our opponent does elect to shield. We're going to shield here, even though we probably don't need it. So the first one, they were always going to get to the second move. We survive this, and then we get to this Brutal Swing. Should be enough to take it out from this range. Yes, it will. So GG's to our opponent. Able to win that game with the Weezing in the back. Able to tank the Shadow Punch. And honestly, the Guzzlord and Drapion did a great job as well. 2 dragons going at each other right here. Let's see who's going to be able to win this lead. All of Gudra's charge moves are generally resisted. They didn't build enough to a Draco Meteor, so we make sure we played accordingly. Brutal Swing goes through, and we get 2 shields, and we snipe their energy right there going into the Weezing. So we have the shield advantage, and we snipe their energy. Should be good for us. Interesting, their best answer to the Weezing is their Toxapex. What do we think is in the back at this point? Our opponent relying on this big charge move here. We are just going to let it go. We survive the Sludge Wave, which is key because we get this Brutal Swing damage, and they get the farm down, but we still have a potential sack, and we have a shield to hide behind. This is going to be Brine. It's not a great move, so we can survive it easily. We build up a ton of energy. We're going to throw this Crunch right before they get to their next Brine. Crunch easily takes out their Toxapex, and now we have a race to 2 more moves. This Jiggersby has to be hit with 3 moves. Here comes the second move, Aqua Tail, and then our opponent basically has to reach 2 moves, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to. Another Aqua Tail takes out the Diggersby just in time. So check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.